It's indeed time to wake up, get up, and get amplified. Top of the morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. BC coming at you on this Sunday with some bonus amplification. So grab your coffee or whatever drink you're rocking with. Sit back, max, relax, and let BC do the talking. Salute to my amplified unit. We're about to discuss big projections coming out of Stamford, Connecticut. The WWE has just rose their projections for WrestleMania 39, Hollywood, Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium in just approximately 5 weeks. WWE has raised their projections on all metrics nearly 17%. That is astronomical when you see the numbers they were already rocking with. Usually WWE lies about their numbers days after Mania, right? It's sometimes in the ballpark, sometimes not even close. But they raise those numbers, right? Make business sound even better than it is. The ironic part is this year might be the first year ever that they do not have to lie about those numbers. Or at least first time since maybe WrestleMania 3 Pontiac Silverdome, when those numbers were much more clearer, much more real. This is setting up to be a massive, monstrous year for WWE, especially if they sell. But even if they don't, this is going to be the biggest revenue year. And you add on top of it that the company is so hot right now. With storylines, and this interest is starting to come back. And you have a WrestleMania that is just becoming stacked for night 1 and 2. We're going to go over all that. What are the new projections? What's WWE thinking? Are we playing with just astronomical numbers that'll never come to fruition? Or is this some real shit that WWE is going to clinch? We're going to talk all about Mania 39 and the new news coming out of Stamford, Connecticut, and what they're actually thinking they're going to pull. And when BC broke down the numbers, I'm not seeing any bullshit with these statements from WWE. We're going to talk all about that coming up. And on top of that, we're going to discuss Alexa Bliss. Where has she been? A lot of fans just thinking that what they read about a month ago is true. After Rumble, she's just going to take some time off. That's all it is. And then you see a lot of things going on with Bray that lead people to think that it is Alexa as much as BC. And many of you guys would love to see that. Alexa Bliss is saying not so fast. Her latest comments may just contradict or go against the narrative that she is coming back with Bray. As much as, again, I would love to see that, Alexa Bliss is not just saying not so fast, but she's also, judging by her latest comments, I don't know if she's in the best. I don't know if she's in the best of relationships right now with the WWE. I'll just leave it at that. We'll discuss all about that coming up. And at the end of this video, I want to do an old-fashioned roll call. A big salute to all of my channel members, man. I haven't been able to do that in about a week. And I always like to shout out all my channel members. So you guys will get a full roll call. I don't know how long that's going to take. Could take fucking 10 minutes for all I know. But you guys are going to get a roll call. My channel members, salute to you guys, man. Honestly, thank you for the coffees every month. Hopefully you guys know that appreciation is sent right back to you tenfold. And before we kick this off, which I do want to start off with this massive WWE projections that are coming out of Stamford for Mania, I do want to just remind you guys, smash that up on the way in. That's huge. Doesn't cost a damn thing. You ain't got to get BC a call. I'm going to have plenty of coffee. I don't need a damn thing. What I'm asking is that you just smash that up because that helps the algorithm, obviously. And the tube, especially getting the NFL now, YouTube is becoming very bolstered in their content. They don't need the little man like content creators, you know. They don't need us anymore, you know. Who you calling little? But they don't need us little peon content creators anymore. They're dealing with the NFL. They got people like the Bellas and Rock and all these people with channels. They don't need us anymore. So it helps if you guys just smash that up. The little man on the platform can fucking can stick around for a bit longer, right? They don't push us aside. They don't throw us behind the barn yet, man. We could stick around for a bit. So smash that up, guys, if you don't mind. So let's get right into it, man. Again, salute to my unit. Bonus amplification on this Sunday. WWE WrestleMania. First of all, can we just look at this card? How gigantic this card is becoming. Slowly but surely, this card is becoming one of the best in WrestleMania history, and we only know probably 7 or 8 matches. Some already announced, some we know are going to be. But if you look at what we have, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Right there. I mean, that's a main event. Either night you want to put it on, that's the main event. You don't need a third person. You don't even need Sami Zayn in there. Cody, Roman, title on the line. The story writes itself. This dude's been champion for years. He's the tribal chief of not only his own family, but his ego has gotten so big, he feels he's the tribal chief of WWE as a whole. And you got Cody Rhodes, who this is a bigger legacy than just for himself. This is for his father. This is the only way that the destination of his journey could possibly culminate. This is the biggest of moments, the biggest of stages, the biggest of matches for the Rhodes family. And it's sitting in their lap. You don't need a third person. You don't need to muddy the waters. You put them two in there. You give them about 27 minutes. You let them rock the house down. And Cody and Roman is just one piece of the puzzle. You talk about rocking the house down. 2 people that can easily tear the house down. I agree with Freddie Prinze Jr. 1,000,000,000%. I've been saying this from day one. Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. It's a sleeper match, right? A lot of people are like, damn, I wasn't even thinking about that being at Mania. But when it happens, sit back. Again, grab your coffee or whatever drink you're rocking with and just max relax and let the cooks cook. Once those cooks enter the kitchen, you just let them whip up whatever recipe they're going to fucking whip up. Because Logan Paul and Seth Rollins are going to give you a match you will not forget. If you liked or possibly loved Roman versus Logan, wrestling-wise, match-wise, you're going to get even better. Logan Paul and Seth Rollins are going to literally tear that motherfucker down. And then it becomes a situation where how are you going to follow it, right? A lot of main events get pissed off at some matches beforehand because they go, what the fuck, dude? We can't follow that. So whatever's the main event of that night, damn, I feel bad. I think you would honestly have to put Cody and Roman on a different night than Logan and Seth. The only other thing is you put that in the main event, and I don't think that's going to be main event worthy on paper for a lot of people. They're not going to want to see Logan Paul in the main event of a Mania. And I'm not saying that should be, by the way. But performance-wise, it's going to be so red hot that whatever does follow it, it's going to be hard. And maybe that is going to be a Rhea Charlotte thing. No harm, no foul for Paul Levesque, right? A lot of people aren't going to want to see that in the main event anyway. Fuck it. Let's just put Charlotte and Rhea in there. But Cody, Roman, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul. Bianca Belair versus Kana Asuka for the title. Kana Asuka's culminating moment, what she's been waiting for years. She got to the main roster with an over 900-day undefeated streak. And Vince McMahon, snap of a finger, said it's over. She wins the Rumble, she goes to Mania, and she loses to Charlie Flair, loses her streak, her opportunity at the title, and she was never rectified. WrestleMania after WrestleMania, loss after loss, or just not even on the show, or in no relevancy anyway. And it's, I think she's what, 0-4? Was it Sasha that's 1-4 with a tag team win? I think it was. Maybe Sasha's 1-4 at Mania or 1-5, something like that. I don't know. And then Asuka might be 0-4, right? Or did she win? It's not good. This is Kana Asuka's moment. As much as I love Bianca Belair, I feel she had a decent title reign. Too many months were spent with the 6-woman tag shit because of Damage Control. So Bianca needed 2 females to be by her side, and that's how Alexa got caught up in this shit, and Asuka got caught up in this shit. Asuka's always got to be tied to the hip of somebody, whether it's a Lana, a Charlie for a time, while she was champion, by the way, or while somebody else is champion like Bianca and she's tied to the hip instead of going for the title. Too many months Asuka played the side chick. Now it's time to get her culminating moment. Bianca had a decent reign. With or without a title, Bianca's going to be something special in this industry, in that company. Doesn't have to be with a title. Now you're going to fucking build her up even more. And when Bianca gets that title back, I want to see an even better title reign. Hopefully the division will be stronger, and hopefully it starts with the decisions like April 1st or 2nd, Kana Asuka reaching high, holding that title real high over Bianca Belair. That's got to happen, man. It's the culminating WrestleMania moment. It's the culminating destination for the journey that is Asuka's journey. Belair's going to be fine. But just the match itself, man. Kana Asuka, Bianca Belair, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Cody, Roman Reigns. You're probably going to get John Cena versus Austin Theory. Stone Cold Steve Austin, we're hearing, is still going to be a part of this somehow. Does he just interrupt LA Knight? LA Knight said he's going to give LA or Hollywood an LA moment. He doesn't need a Mania moment. He's going to give WrestleMania an LA moment. So does that mean he's going to talk a lot of shit, tear down LA, and then all of a sudden the glass shatters? Or are they going to make a little match? Somebody like an LA Knight versus a Stone Cold. I don't want to see LA Knight losing. I was pissed off to see LA Knight lose against Kofi Kingston. I don't care if your name is Stone Cold. Do the deed, do the job, and let's make LA Knight the dude that we already know he is. Fucking incredible. He's incredible. Now you just got to rock with him, man. I don't know if H just doesn't see enough in him these days. Is this a call from Vinnie Mac? But, just to think of Stone Cold Steve Austin versus L.A. Knight and John Cena wrestling against Theory, right? A lot of people see a lot of Cena in Theory. I see the physical attributes, a little bit of the ego when Cena first arrived, but man, other than that, performance-wise, John Cena's on another level. Promos. John Cena can captivate you with a dramatic, serious promo. He can hit you with the comedic promo. He can sell the pay-per-view. He can downplay shit. He's very, very good, very smart with the industry. He always knew who to block, who was coming up, who was going to take his spot, which lane to clog. And that's why a lot of people said he did clog their lane. He did block their momentum. He did bury them. Wrestler after wrestler after wrestler has said that. A few of them do have a point, by the way. But Cena's always been so smart. Theory doesn't have those type of smarts to the industry. Theory is not that incredible performance based on in all boxes. He doesn't check them all off. But Theory has so much potential. And as long as you're not botching him like the stupid shit with the Money in the Bank briefcase, that took him down a lot of notches. And even with this resetted Theory, the fans have never been really able to connect with this dude. It's going to take something massive. Is that massive situation Jonathan Cena? That remains to be seen, man. But imagine if you got Cena in Theory on this card. Stone Cold and like an LA Knight. By the way, do they go Cameron Grimes? You only have 5 weeks. Cameron Grimes he actually debuted on the main roster on October 17th. I think people forget that. He defeated Tozawa, I think it was. October 17th. And he's not been used since for the main roster. And here we are now, and he just had a dark match on the 24th edition of SmackDown. He beat Adrian, the Adonis, I believe, from Hit Row. Cameron Grimes just beat him in a dark match on SmackDown. Or before SmackDown, or after SmackDown. A dark match either way. So Cameron Grimes, my point is, okay, he's starting to get the wheels going. Is this for Mania or is this after? You got to believe it's after. It's you only got 5 weeks to tell your casual fan about Cameron Grimes. And I love Cameron Grimes. To the moon! But that's too soon, man. So a lot of people are thinking LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, one-on-one Mania. No, for those that watched the NXT Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, and you know their history, and you know what they're capable of, especially together, that makes sense, and that's fun. It's to a lot of that audience, bro. Not so fast. But, guys, there's that. There's Rhea and Charlie. I'm not excited for that match, but I know there's people that are excited to see that rematch and see Rhea finally get her culminating moment. Not so fast. If Vinnie Mac makes one fucking call, guess what? Rhea Ripley ain't winning shit. I do expect her to win that title, though. But you never know with Vinnie Mac, and you got to know that's going to be his decision solely on who wins that match. Charlie Flair is his bread and butter. It's a big moneymaker, supposedly, for Vinnie Mac. Because nobody else gets that fucking chance like Charlie. But there is Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. We're hearing the big tag match of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going after the Usos title. That massive title reign that the Usos have had, setting record, crushing records. Is it going to be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on the grandest stage of them all, man? Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. And after Friday night is shaping up to be one of the best grudge matches we could possibly get at Mania, or for the entire calendar year for that matter. I love their segment on Friday, and that's going to build and heat up right for Mania. Rey Mysterio, Dominic, fuck yeah. Women's tag titles, we believe Rousey and Shayna are finally going to get that big push, man. They have been botched on the main roster since day one. It's going to be a big moment for them. Sadly, it's in a non-existent division. So can Shayna and Ronda create the fucking division that never was? It's going to be a big, tall tale sign. Everything that happens going into Mania, when they finally win the titles, and especially coming out. But that is going to be huge. Who is going to be their opponents? Mania is looking fucking massive. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of matches, too, that we expect. But talking about big business, we had to go over the card first. Mania is looking just... On paper, this could be one of the best-looking WrestleManias in years, if not all time. And as somebody who's very nostalgic and very old school, there's some WrestleManias I don't think are ever going to be topped on paper. But this one could come close. You're going to have about 17 to 20 announced matches. I don't know what they're going to put on the pre-show kickoff, but you're going to have 17 to 20 matches. I'm guessing at least fucking 10 to 12 of those are going to be uber interesting. Like captivating BC's interest for sure. 10 to 12, bro. That's pretty damn good. Now, the same feeling is obviously going through World Wrestling Entertainment because the new projections for WWE coming out of, this was late Friday afternoon. It didn't really get released till about Saturday morning, their thoughts. But the new projections are up 17% for WrestleMania metrics. Now, that includes, guys, the attendance. WrestleMania attendance, usually, right, it looks packed, we get it, but it's nowhere near usually, right? So then they come up with some crazy number, 87,000 fans, 92,000, so it can equal up like near the Pontiac Silverdome number of 90,000 plus. But then we find out months, sometimes it takes years later, the actual number is like 10 to 17,000 fans less. That is astronomical. If you're claiming 87 and you really only brought in 72, you didn't set the fucking records that you said you did. You were not as jam-packed as you said you were. And it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. It's like, why? A, why'd you have to lie? And B, why so much? Why by such a wide margin? You couldn't have just like kept it a little closer. 3,000 or 4,000 fans. So this year is going to be one of those years where they might not have to do that. This is going to be one of those years where they could, I don't know about legit. You would have to do all the third-party seats, have them get sold. But this is going to be as a legit sellout than we've seen in years and years for WrestleMania. Guys, they set a record on the day of sale. What was that, in August? In 24 hours, they sold over 90,000 tickets. Over 90,000. So if you break that into day one, day two, that's about 45,000 for each show. 45,000 night one, 45,000 night two Sunday. Okay? And then you have to look at usually a third of that outright. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes a little less. But a third of that, 45,000 each night, would be for third-party sites. People that were able to get their hands on a lot of tickets and they have no intention on going. They're going to sell them for more money and hope that people buy all of the tickets that they purchased. So WWE made their money. Ticketmaster made their money. They're set. They're fine. But now those third-party people have to... So that's what we mean about a legit sellout, right? There's technical sellout. There's legit sellout. Legit is when all the asses are in those seats, man. Like every seat that was purchased, there's an ass in that seat. Now, third party very rarely gets a complete sellout. It's got to be a real hot ticket Well, Mania is becoming that. Usually, again, before I get into that, a third of your tickets is going to be third party. So if you take the 90,000 that was sold in the first 24 hours, break that into 45,000 per night, a third of that usually is for third party. You would be left at 30,000 fans a night. That's what BC started with, okay? On the very first day that tickets went on sale in August for WrestleMania, you were already looking at 30,000 fans in each arena. Looking at the seating charts today, like before BC started recording, guys, it is way less than a third for third-party sites still needing to be sold. I mean, it is like 20%, maybe even a little lower. Alls they need each night, it's like 20% of third-party tickets available, and everything else is legit. Either straight up you can purchase a ticket from Ticketmaster, or everything else is sold out. So in other words, what that means is, if it's 20% of 45,000 each night for the initial day of sale, on that first 24 hours when they broke a record and sold over 90,000 tickets, each night gets 45,000. If it's only 20% that was third party, that's 9,000 fans. So you started, right? Keep with me here. I know a lot of you guys are getting stumped on the math. I'm confusing the fuck out of you. I'm a numbers guy. This is what I do. You should have saw me in math class back in the day. But so you take 9,000 away from each 45,000 night. 36,000 fans. Legit. No bullshit. We've already covered the third party shit. 36,000 fans night one, 36,000 fans night two. Sold in one day, the first day of sale back in August. So right from the fucking jump, you're starting with 36,000 fans in that stadium for each night. That's astronomical. If you're wondering what a regular arena show goes for, fan-wise, you usually got approximately 12,000 to 17,000 fans. Depending on the arena, how hot the show is, 12,000 to 17,000 is a regular arena show, like a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown. 12 to 17. If you got a really hot show, they'll open up a few thousand. You'll get 20,000 fans in an arena. If it's really just not a hot show at all, it's actually a cold show, you'll get about 10,000 fans. But usually you're around 12 to 17. You started WrestleMania. It is a stadium, so you're going to need this. You started each night with 36,000 fans. And here we are all these months later. And looking at those seating charts and what's available, guys, this is as close to legit sellout as I have seen in a very long time. If you look at the charts, yeah, you see a lot of sprinkled red, no doubt. There's a lot on each night. Those are the third parties, right? But those are just like coupled up. 2 here, 2 there, 4 here, 6 over here. Okay, that can get gobbled up. The actual blue seats, the blue, that is the least I have seen in over a month away from the event. That's as less as I have seen in years covering these numbers, the charts, the metrics. I have not seen it this low in terms of tickets that are still available. And you still have 5 weeks to go. That is going to shrink to the point that when they announce their number, it's going to be a lot closer than we have heard in many, many years. I mean, they could legit. SoFi supposedly does a 71,000 capacity depth. 71,000 is their capacity in terms of depth for events. Now, because it's pro wrestling, obviously, you can open up a lot of seats. You could put more on the floor. You can, where the entranceway is, you can start opening up flap sections. Flap sections are basically where you're going to have the stage. If it's such a hot ticket that you can sell more, you'll start cutting off the corners of the stage, and those are the flap sections. So you'll start opening up, and that flap will become widened out. So if that makes sense. So your stage is going to shrink, and the sections that were going to be blocked off because of the stage, they will start to open up, and you can sell hundreds, even thousands of more tickets. I look for this to be a legit 80,000 plus ticket show, guys, on both nights. I'm going to call it right now. If I'm off by 5,000, I'm off by 5,000. But if they announce anything 80,000 or above, I will be hard pressed to say that they're bullshitting. If they say 90,000, I'm going to call bullshit on that. They tried to do that in Texas for WrestleMania 32 just because they wanted to beat the Pontiac Silverdome WrestleMania 3's record. So they announced like 92,000, something like that, something shitty, because I knew it was bullshit. Then we found out like a year later that it wasn't even in the fucking high 80s. I think it was low 80s, maybe even upper 70s. Guys, it was nowhere close to the 90 some odd thousand. So Pontiac still owns that record for BC. And ever since, I made sure that I had a more watchful, keen eye on this type of shit. And that's why this year when I was checking this thing up, and I've been checking for months and months, I'll keep going back to this story. Every time I look, it's getting smaller and smaller with what's available. And it's so sparse where these seats are sprinkled that this is going to look phenomenal on TV. It's going to be phenomenal there live. And it's going it's just going to feel, it's going to sound so fucking epic when SoFi is absolutely loaded 2 nights in a row. Just jam-packed. So that's attendance, guys. Attendance is looking absolutely exceptional. Now, what they're planning viewership-wise on their premium live event service, Peacock, and straight-up traditional PPV, which will be making its appearance for Mania, by the way. There's going to be more than one ways to view this. Their metrics have literally went up 16%. Again, all metrics combined, nearly 17%. I think it was like 16,588 or something. You might as well say 17. What they're planning viewership-wise has just went up 16% over 1 week ago. 1 week ago. So they have intel that probably a lot of us would only dream of having right now. I would love to know where they're getting that from, and they must know something that we don't. They're cracking numbers. They have dudes that they pay for this on a way more advanced scale than BC. And they're going, guys, this company is a lot hotter than you think right now. Royal Rumble, they wrecked numbers. Wrecked those numbers for the Rumble. What an event. And numbers just skyrocketed. And then for Elimination Chamber, just 2 weeks ago, those numbers were absolutely crushed. Elimination Chamber crushed numbers previous. Premium live event / pay-per-view wise. In fact, they doubled the viewership that Elimination Chamber brought in just last year. Doubled it. So they wrecked it at the Rumble. They crushed it for Elimination Chamber. And now the projections at nearly 17%. 16,588, whatever the fuck it was, nearly 17% say that these numbers are going to shatter previous records for WWE. Business is absolutely red hot right now. They're still closing on the market. Stock exchange is absolutely wild right now. They're still closing over 85. They were fucking with 90 for weeks ever since the Vince McMahon shit. We thought that was going to cool off drastically and they'll be right back to the high 60s, maybe front runner 70s. No, they have remained over 85. And if a potential sale is in the works, there's no better time than right after Mania when you produce the biggest numbers of all time, smash out metrics, smash out standard industry numbers, and you absolutely show the world that you are the hottest ticket in town, because Mania is going to do that for Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And then when you fucking sell, you could get the $9 billion. I don't know who's paying him $9 billion. The whole thing with Saudi is that they don't want to go over 8. Are we going to do apples and oranges here? Now you say, BC, $1 billion is not apples and oranges, bro. If Vince wants an extra billion, that's huge. If Saudi doesn't want to lose $1 billion, that's huge. I understand. But when you go all the way to the number 8, when we thought it was going to be 6 to 7 anyway to sell WWE, 6 to 7 is the number that BC still has to this day. I don't know how much that's going to change after Mania, and how big, how massive this event is going to be for them, and how much the value of WWE is going to go up. But right now, it's 6 to 7 billion to sell WWE. Now, we're hearing Saudi's willing to go up to 8. We're hearing that Vince wants 9. Is somebody going to budge, or is a 1 billion out of 8 to 9, is that 1 billion going to be the one that says no deal? I don't know. I'm not a billionaire, so I can't speak those words to you. If I ever reach that point, we'll revisit the subject. But business is red hot right now for WWE. Guys, I know that was a lot of numbers, by the way. Thanks for sticking with me on that. I love talking numbers. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. All you really need to know is business is red hot. WWE is on cloud 9. Vince is having the time of his life, just getting rich. Every day, this guy is probably, I'm not even joking, this guy's probably becoming $10 to $15 million richer every day. By the time he makes the sale, we believe in the next couple of months. Could be right after Mania. This guy's probably making, could you imagine getting $15 million a day? 10 to 15? Let's just say 10. Let's lowball it. Could you imagine showing up to work or sitting on your fucking ass because you've already put in the work for fucking 50 years? Could you imagine collecting $10 million every day? Every day. It's like one of those scratch tickets. You ever see the scratch tickets? They're like, win $1,000 a day for life, or a week. Let's say a week. Right? Or I saw one recently, man. I forgot what state. $5,000 a week for the rest of your life. Could you imagine just retiring or just living on a fucking resort somewhere? Every week you're getting a free $5,000. Could you imagine that shit? I'm not saying Vince is getting free money, but this dude right now, without lifting a fit, he doesn't have to do shit. Paul, you take care of this. Nick, take care of this. Stephanie, when you come back, can you please take care of this? Bruce, you take care of that. Johnny, you want to come back real quick? We need some power up in here, some people power. Bring in Johnny, he doesn't have to do fucking shit. And he'll make $10 million a fucking day until he sells, and then just cash in, and then you're just mega rich. You're uber rich. I don't even know what you could do with that much money in your fucking lifetime. So WWE, that ticket is red hot right now. Shows are just fucking, there's a new sense of passion and amplification in the fans. It's crazy. You're not seeing it fully on Monday Night Raw yet, but you just, man, these storylines really just put them on. Forget the fact that it's WrestleMania season. The storyline with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline really just reinvigorated so many people. And for BC, it's people like Bray Wyatt as well and LA Knight. I really loved that. Some people may claim they didn't. That's fine. A lot of people did. You know how we know? Again, factually, I go to the numbers. Metrics were up for everything Bray did. Whether it was fucking right here on this platform with the fucking YouTube videos, man, Bray Wyatt crushing it. Whether it's the metrics for social, whether it's his segments for the television shows, rating-wise, Bray Wyatt was crushing it, and the majority of the fans were loving it. So you add in Bray Wyatt to why this was reinvigorated. Everybody, so many anyway, the majority is excited to see what the culminating moment is for Kana Asuka. Is this going to be her big moment for Mania? We've just been so excited to see this push with Asuka, and we hope that it culminates at Mania. But that push for Kana Asuka has been so special, man. Rey Mysterio and Dominic from Friday heating up, you know what I mean? For a couple months, it's just been put on the shelf. What we saw Friday, man, that's just a taste of what we're going to get leading up to Mania. That's such a good story. I love the little fucking relationships with people like Otis and Maxine from Maximum Male Models. I love that chemistry with Otis and Maxine. Reminds me of Mandy Rose and Otis. I love fucking Adam Pearce and Chelsea Green and their chemistry. I love Elias and Rick Boogs booging out. There's a lot of potential on these shows, guys. And it all is just stemming right next to it. It's on the same road. It's like a highway where all this momentum that WWE could have and does have is riding side by side the fucking WrestleMania vehicles that are headed to SoFi. It's just like all the momentum right now is with World Wrestling Entertainment, and business is booming. And man, this is going to be one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time, man. And some people may say that every year, but it's bullshit. There's only a few that I actually remember, and I mean like remember, you know, because there's been 38 of these bitches. This one is going to be one for the ages. I fully expect John Cena in some capacity to be there, whether it's a match or not. He's going to be there. Stone Cold will be. And The Rock. I really do think they're going to set Rock Roman up for 40, guys. I really believe it. Almost like the John Cena Roman shit where they set it up a whole year in advance. I think it's going to be something like that. I think Rock, I think we were going to get Rock and Roman. There's no think. I mean, that was a plan for Vince. Everything went haywire for Vince, and then one thing fucking lost its footing, and then everybody just fell down the steps, and before you know it, Rock's not even showing up, supposedly. I think he's gonna wait it out, and he's gonna go for the big 40-year anniversary. I think it had to be this year, storyline-wise. It was sitting in their lap, the tribal chief. Who's the real tribal chief of the family? We know it's Dwayne Johnson. He even knows he's the biggest breadwinner. So the story was sitting in their lap 2 years without the... But here's the thing. Now we don't have to play the game of, should it be for the title? Should The Rock win the title? Right? If Cody takes it, and even if they were to split the titles, Cody takes one, Sammy eventually takes the other, then we get Roman Rock straight up grudge match. And it doesn't even have to be for a title, guys. They don't have to hog up a title spot. So this could be, even though I agree it should have been this year, I said that from day one. And it would have been probably even more monumental and special. But this is going to work tenfold if they do this at 40. But I expect The Rock to be there as well. This is going to be massive. WrestleMania 39. Wow. If you thought WWE was rocking with heavy business recently, wait till Mania and coming out of it. I mean, the McMahon is going to have the ego of all egos. Paul Levesque's chest will be pumped out way more. Stephanie will come right back to work with Shane McMahon when they find out the revenue stream. So, guys, that was about a half an hour talk just on Mania, but I want you guys to know how big this is shaping out to be internally for WWE. Again, numbers were being thrown around Friday. BC got wind of it on Saturday. What was that? Yesterday morning. And I wanted to... This was right after I actually cut the SmackDown video for you guys. About an hour or two later, I found out that WWE was jacking their internal projections for Mania up nearly 17%. If you combine all the metrics. I mean, that's fucking ludicrous. But it's reality. I mean, that's how hot the ticket is right now for WWE. And the card is shaping up to be pretty fucking special. As long as you relax on some of the stupid matches. I love Bray Wyatt and everything this guy does. I'm befuddled that Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt are facing each other. Bobby has no business with Bray and vice versa, and I don't even know how they're going to try to make the connection. I was hoping on Friday they were going to make the connection, and Bray just did another Firefly Funhouse. I love that shit. I'll take a whole hour of Funhouse every hour. A whole hour every week I'll take, because Bray Wyatt's a genius. But right now, I don't need that. I need to find out what the fuck is the connection with him and Lashley and why. And we didn't even get the Uncle Howdy connection. Fucking, why is Uncle Howdy doing flips off the stage at the Rumble? I love it. But here we are over a month later. We're going to want some fucking answers to that. Now, all of a sudden, we're catapulting into a Bob Lashley feud. It's a weird Mania match. And then you got Omos and Brock Lesnar happening. That's fucking just stupid. Brock fucking Lesnar, and that's how you're utilizing him? An Omos match? That sounds like a bathroom break at Mania. So while Mania is looking epic, and it should be epic, and it's most likely going to be, you got some shitty decisions also being made. Hopefully they get corrected. You still got 5 weeks. You don't have to Vinnie Mac. Paul Levesque, 3 H's. You don't have to go Omos Brock, bro. You don't have to go Bobby and Bray. And if you do, man, you better tell us exactly why we should give a fuck. It's going to take more than just BC loves Bray, of course. And I'll watch it, and I'll hope for the best. What the fuck are we taking on Bobby for at Mania? So you got some weird decisions, too. So, moving on. One other story I just want to get to real quick. Alexa Bliss, speaking of Bray Wyatt, right? This is a good little intersection to meet up with that last story ending with Bray and Alexa Bliss, because a lot of people are thinking, like, especially with this past Firefly Funhouse, that it was Alexa Bliss. Like, you hear no, leave me alone, that and all that, man. Stop all that voice. You thought it was Alexa Bliss, right? And then there's these hands that are playing with action figures, and a lot of people say it looked like Alexa Bliss's hands. Like maybe she's trapped within that door, behind that door. And BC even said, yeah, I mean, this would be the way to do it. But not so fast. Alexa Bliss, if you guys remember, just what's today? About the 26th, about the 15th, right? So what was that? A couple of Wednesdays ago. Alexa just put up on social, she says, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. That was the quote from Alexa Bliss. Now, that came right after we were getting reports that she had indeed taken time off after Royal Rumble. She requested it, but that's a little off-kilter because she requested 2 different off times last year. That's way too many to be requesting back to back to back. It just seemed fishy to me. So she comes out and says, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. Now, we don't know if that's directly talking about those reports, but you could easily make that connection, right? I mean, that comes out saying she's not on TV because of Alexa. She herself took herself off. And she says, believe none of what you hear, only half of what you see. And then a few days later, this was like the 18th of February, Alexa put up this what do you call it, GIF of Chandler from Friends, and he's staring at a phone. And the little caption on the GIF says, "Ring, damn it, ring," as Chandler's looking at this phone. And Alexa's caption just got ... So it's how she's feeling right now, like staring at the phone. Ring, damn it, ring. Now, this is on a Saturday. She posted this. Now, for WWE Raw, everybody gets that call on that Saturday that needs to be there for Monday, right? SmackDown's done. The week of television is over. Now the front offices in Stamford are getting everything from Monday tidied together. Everybody that needs to be there, the flights, everything is going to be set for Monday on Saturday. So it's just ironic that on a Saturday she would put that, right? And again, we can't make the direct connection. Only she can do that. But it's easy to make that connection, right? Because she's been off TV. She's waiting for the phone to ring. We've just been hearing AEW talent saying that, right? Miro said, listen, I've been by the phone. They ain't calling. Lance Archer saying that. Like, he's finally going back to work this week. But, a lot of people just waiting for Tony Khan or a fucking Paul Levesque or a Vince McMahon, somebody to call him and say, hey, come back to work. So she put that up there. Ring, damn it, ring. And then we saw what happened on Friday, and a lot of people are saying that's Bliss. Those are her hands, I think. Alexa Bliss. Literally, this was 2 hours ago from the filming of this, roughly 2 to 3 hours. She posts a photo of her hands with the caption, "I did my own nails. Thought you needed to know." And it's a picture of her hands. Totally different nails, obviously, than was there. And she just told everyone that, yeah, look at my nails, basically. I did these. Just thought you should know. I did my nails. Almost like saying, just so you know, everybody thinks like that's me and those are my hands. Just thought you should know. No, they're not. Now you could say, well, BC, that's just trying to throw us off. No, Alexa, since day one, Alexa has always liked being talked about with Bray. In interviews, she said how much she loved it and she would love to do it again. She's never hesitated in saying anything else other than she loved working with Bray, learned so much, and would love to do it again. And while we were all speculating when they were together, she loved it. She played into it. What we're seeing here, though, is every time a story would break out, she just took some time off. It's not WWE. No, don't believe what you hear, she says. Then we're going into Raw, and people are going, is Alexa finally going to show up now? And she's like, ring, damn it, ring, to the phone with the Chandler gif. People say, oh, I think that was Alexa on Friday. I think she is back. She's in the vignettes. And she's like, by the way, I did my nails recently and just thought you should know. Basically, these are my hands, not what you saw Monday. My point is, there'd be no reason to try to swerve us. Alexa likes to play into that shit. She would love that. She would actually, she would post something totally fucking cryptic to help out the story, Just little eyeball emojis with a cool fucking gif or something. She would play into it. For her to totally just debunk it, it sounds like this is someone who wants to be a part of the storyline. She sees WWE teasing it like it is, but she's never gotten a call saying that it is. She's never gotten one script. She's never gotten fucking anybody telling her that that's her trajectory and that's where they're going with her. So it's almost like she's going, no, as I've said a billion times, I want to be with Brain in this shit, but they ain't got shit for me right now. And we're going into WrestleMania. And I think that's why you're starting to see Alexa kind of put this out there a little bit more. Like, not so fast. You guys are all excited because I'm back, supposedly. I'm not even back. I'm waiting. I'm hoping. I don't even know if I'm going to be at Mania. So not so fast with Alexa, guys. Just looking at the hands, it didn't look like, I mean, those hands playing with the fingers, they got some spread out fingers. Alexa's got a little bit smaller hands, a little more, the fingers are more like closer to one another. They don't web out like those hands. I don't know. I wasn't seeing it. So I just don't know if she's trying to throw people off the course or not. But this is several times now where she's kind of showing some frustration in why she's not on TV right now. And I don't know if Alexa Bliss in WWE is in the best of relationships right now, but Alexa Bliss with Bray Wyatt is phenomenal. If you already have Uncle Howdy and you're really building this fun house and this Wyatt family again, Alexa and him work so well together. They do. And again, you don't have to like it, guys. I understand. You don't have to like Supernatural. I get it. But the numbers tell us it overwhelmingly works. The metrics, the numbers, the ratings, everything. This platform alone, everything was top-notch numbers-wise for Bray Wyatt and Alexa. So it doesn't matter what we like and don't like individually. It made shit better, man. People were captivated at a time, especially on Raw, when the show sucked at the time from top to bottom. I mean, it was putting people to sleep. We were getting frustrated because the shows were so bad. The one thing that the numbers showed you that people went the next day and watched in fucking droves, the highest of ratings, the most merchandise, everything was Bray Wyatt and Alexa. The fucking, that stupid Lily doll, that Lily doll fucking remained in the top fucking spot sales-wise months after they were already split up and Bray was gone even. And that fucking Lily doll, you wouldn't believe the fucking sales on it. Awkward. But point is, it captivated at a time where they needed that shit. So, I don't know, man, but that's the latest on Alexa. I figured we'd cover that story because that was huge. That was one of the bigger stories coming out of Raw, or SmackDown, I should say. A lot of people saying, nope, that's definitely... Even BC was saying that sounded like Alexa, but you know what? She's pretty much... She keeps posting things to contradict that. Almost like telling WWE, hello? I'm not going to play along with you if you don't actually make me a part of the team. You know what I mean? You're not going to act like I'm on the team when I'm not on the team. Like, let me actually do some of this shit. And then I could play along, right? And Lacey Evans, along the same line, some people thought that WWE management was upset with her a few weeks ago when she was off for like 1 week SmackDown. But no, she just said she just had to like show up to her daughter's gymnastics meet or something. And then she had a couple of squash match SmackDown appearances where she beat the fuck out of people, talked a lot of shit. I thought it was actually good. And trust me, Lacey Evans has been absolutely, not her as a person, but her booking just dreadful. Nothing is connecting. It was short of being Baron Corbin status, where Corbin's had like 6 characters: King Corbin, Lone Wolf Corbin, Happy Corbin, Broke Corbin, Wrestling God Corbin. I can't even fucking tell you at this point. New Corbin now, whatever this is. And they just don't connect with the audience. I mean, Lacey Evans was, and maybe even still is, headed that way. But the way she's been booked, I mean, that's all you got to do. Simplistic. Talk a lot of shit. Double down on the shit you're talking. Beat the fuck out of these nobodies, which are jobbers, which we need more of in wrestling. That way a superstar isn't always losing every fucking week because you need to put another superstar over. By doing that, the whole roster will become 50-50 booked. What happened the last 10 years? The whole roster, mostly anyway, like a Clorox wipe, 99.99% of the roster is all 50-50 booked, roughly. So jobber matches are needed. So I thought Lacey Evans recently has been booked fucking phenomenally. That's how Ronda Rousey should have been booked from day one. And they botched Ronda Rousey. So I know a lot of people don't like Lacey, and justified. I get it. But the way she was booked the last couple weeks, fucking perfect. And then she's been off the last couple of weeks. So it was 2 weeks to, what was it, fucking start of February, something like that. The last 2 SmackDowns, she's been off. So then fans started to speculate again because reports were coming out that management is unhappy again. People thought it was because of a social media post where there was a fan that asked Evans, I know I was thinking about becoming a part of the Navy or something. I know you were in a different branch, but do you have any advice for somebody that would like to get into the military? And Lacey Evans responded, judging by your profile pic and your bio, you have no chance. You'll never make it, but I hear McDonald's is hiring. And a lot of people got pissed off. They were like, wow, that was so rude. wow, I understand kayfabe, but that's crossing the line. I mean, fans came out of the woodwork, and I was like, that's not crossing kayfabe. That's exactly what kayfabe is. The problem is wrestling fans today, they think they know what the terminology means because they know the word. So they chant, you deserve it, for everybody that's fucking been in a promotion for like a fucking year, but they deserve titles. They're buried. Even though they've fucking probably won the last 7 out of their last fucking 12 matches. It was probably a fucking non-existent feud anyway, so it's no harm, no foul. But they're buried, right? You'll hear that term a lot. You'll hear, this is awesome, right, chants, because they think of fucking 3 minutes of flips and dives and non-stop sequences. They think that's awesome wrestling today. And then you'll hear words like, for Lacey Evans especially, kayfabe, or MJF, kayfabe, right? They think they know what that means because they've heard the word. No, that's the exact definition. She's staying in her character, even on social, and I fucking can't stand. I wish in a perfect world, these wrestlers wouldn't even have social. But I understand they try to promote themselves just in case they get canned. And in WWE, you never know when that's coming. Contracts only work for Vince McMahon, right? If he's not happy, he just lets you go. He can literally fire you. If you're not happy, you're still under his wing. You can ask to be released like Ali, and he can just say no. Be miserable, bitch. I own you, basically is what Vince McMahon is telling people like Ali and so many others. Unless you do something like Sasha Naomi and say, no, I'm fucking walking out. And if you want to take this to court, I'll rock out, bitch. But I'm not staying here. You lied to me one too many times. You're a fucking dick. And Sasha Naomi checked out. But contracts usually are just one-sided for Vince McMahon in these scenarios. So I understand wrestlers feel like they need social media, but you don't. You don't. The Undertaker made a whole fucking career out of staying off of shit like that. Fucking loved it. People had no choice but to believe in your fucking character. It's all they knew anyway. So, you know, you go on somebody like Lacey Evans, and that's where the lines are fucking blurred. People think they're just going to get nice Lacey because it's her personal Lacey now. It's personal Lacey time. No, you're not friends with Lacey Evans. She doesn't fucking know you. She's going to fucking be in character. I love that. MJF doesn't owe you shit. MJF doesn't have to raise your children online because they're asking him questions and now he's got to fucking be a role model. That's not his job. If you truly knew what kayfabe was, you'd love what Lacey is doing online. You'd love what MJF is doing. 24/7. You go to get an MJF autograph, he flips you off and he tells you to make it quick, you fucking douche. 8 years old, doesn't matter. Make it quick, you fucking idiot. And again, if you're a parent, you don't want that type of shit, know who MJF is, know where you're taking your kid, and don't show up. If you're okay with it, you know who MJF is, then bring him. His job is not there to raise your fucking kids. Was that mean as fuck to tell somebody who's trying to join the military or just wants some fucking advice? Was that mean as fuck? You're damn right. That's Lacey Evans. This dude doesn't know her personally, and she owes him nothing. She is a character, and some wrestlers love to keep that even online. That is how they want to be known. That's it. Don't act like we're fucking buddies. We're not going to have a Q&A. We're not going to fucking talk it out. But fucking, like you're fucking... Like it's La Familia or something. It's so fucking weird that people think that they should be out of character the second they get through the curtain. Show's over. Now be nice, please. I have questions for it. Fuck that shit. I'm proud that she stays in character most of the time. That's what we want. So anyway, the point is some people thought that that's, that backlash got to WWE and they kept her off. I mean, that's possible, but to what I know, not a big fucking social media guy, but from what I know is that she kept all that up. I mean, she's a badass woman in real life, so she doesn't really take shit down. She just kept that shit up and all of a sudden fucking, all of a sudden we hear that like maybe WWE management is upset with her. So, and then she was off for 2 weeks. So I don't know. You start with all this momentum, right? I mean, she's had these squash matches talking that shit. It's the best she's been booked since she's gotten to the fucking WWE main roster. And then all of a sudden, you have 2 good weeks with her, and then she's off 2 fucking weeks. I mean, where's the momentum? That's some Tony Khan type shit. Where somebody's got all the momentum in the world, they're wrestling for a few weeks on Dynamite, and then all of a sudden they're off for 4 months. Couple months on Rampage, couple months sitting at home. Like, what's the deal with Evans? I have no idea. And I know most of you guys are going to be like, BC, don't question it. As long as she's off TV, we all win, bro. I understand, trust me. But my point is, I mean, if you're going to keep playing this game to try to make her something, what we saw those 2 weeks, I mean, that's the way to do it. Let's be honest. I mean, just straight up fucking smash mouth badass. Talking that shit, doubling down, not apologizing. Whether it's on social or in the ring, at an autograph session or in an airport, she's going to flip you off, tell you to fuck off. I love that shit. MJF, her, I just wish more people were in character. If your character is a fucking... man, Bray Wyatt, same thing. Stay in character, bro. There's no reason to tell us what you had for fucking breakfast and when you took your morning shit and when you're taking fucking... the dog out, where you and JoJo are going for dinner, even though I love JoJo, one of the prettiest ladies in the world. That's his girl. We don't need to know that shit. So, we don't know, man. People like Alexa and Lacey, and there's others too. We don't know what the fuck, they're just not being called to work. And WWE has so many fucking roster members on the female roster, especially these days. I mean, they don't know where they want to go with like Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, so many. Xia Li, don't even get me started on Xia Li. When Aaliyah comes back, what the fuck? Are we going to watch her roll up fucking people in fucking 90 seconds again? They're going to have nothing for her. They don't know what they're doing with Natty. They haven't for fucking over 10 years. Carmella just came back. You know damn well they ain't got nothing for... They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're putting Alexa. Or how do they intertwine her with Brooke and Bray? They don't know what they're doing with Evans. They tried everything else. It doesn't fucking work. Anyway, guys, that's what I got for you. Keep it here almost a fucking hour. And you know what? It is going to be because I want to do a roll call, if you don't mind. Hold on. Yeah, see what I mean? This is what I mean about kayfabe real quick. I just caught wind that Eddie Kingston is supposedly challenging Claudio Cesaro. For some of you guys, that's how you know him. WWE Cesaro. Claudio. So Claudio successfully defended his title against AR Fox. This was during the tapings, I think, for ROH, guys. They had 20 matches filmed yesterday at Universal Studios. 20 matches for 2 shows of ROH. What are you going to have? 10 matches for each fucking show? That's a lot, bro. I hope they split up the audiences. Nobody should have to go through 20 matches in one night. Damn. And then, so when did Kingston fucking challenge him? The match? Eddie Kingston came to the ring, challenged Claudio for the ROH championship. So it doesn't look like we have a date for it. So Kingston and Claudio is going to be for the ROH championship. Now, you guys know I'm high on Kingston. I know some of you guys don't like the guy at all. He's another guy that stays with the kayfabe shit. I love it, you know? He knows what it is, and he is that dude. Social interviews, you're going to get that prick. Eddie Kingston is a prime example of somebody that just is Eddie Kingston, so it can help you believe in shit. And this is one of those scenarios where Claudio versus Eddie Kingston should be amazing because for months and years, Kingston has talked about how much he cannot stand Claudio Cesaro. And it got to the point where even BC said some of this must be deep-rooted in some truth here. Like Eddie Kingston must have something he just doesn't like with Cesaro or Claudio because it's too good. And then, guys, several months ago, this referee posted a picture at dinner. And it was with him, the referee, and Kingston on his left, smiling and laughing, and Claudio Cesaro on his right side, laughing over steak dinner, smiling. They were all at dinner. That night, obviously. And I was like, dude, come on, man. It's still real to me, damn it. You ever see those little gifs? Like, we know their stories. We know their characters. We understand, you know, and they got their personal lives and all that. We get it. But did you gotta fucking post a steak dinner? Did the referee not understand? Why didn't Kingston and Claudio tell him to take that shit down? Like, that's just... So right there, I was like, if I ever see Kingston and Claudio in the future, well, fuck, man. It's not as special. It's not nearly as special. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been real cool if he kept that going. There was no fucking social media steak dinners, and they were fucking just ready to rock. So anyway, that's a prime example. It goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about with Evans and MJF and just kayfabe. And like, is there crossing the line? Can you be rude and not have fans go, what the fuck? You should be fired. You know what I mean? Or is that just their character? So just caught wind of that as well, guys. Kingston going for that. And then what I would like to do, because now we're over an hour. My gold unit, man. My members. Honestly. Much love and appreciation to all my unit members. I need to get all you guys up now, and I'm going to give you a roll call. This could take about 5 full minutes. I'm not even joking. But it's got to be done, man. Because I haven't done this in about a week. And I like to give every single gold card member, every channel membership, I like to give everybody their separate shout out. So salute to my members, man. JR9 Gaming. Right hand man status always. Thank you, brother. I tell you that enough anyway, but JR9 Gaming. Jack Brewer. Jack Brewer, appreciate it, man. Godswilla. Appreciate the membership. Ash Sims. Jacqueline Robinson. Sir Charles in this bitch. Sadiqua Flowers. Anthony Bowley. So cool, man. Some of these names, too. I've been with the unit for years, too, man. So it's so cool to see. Carlos Ray. Ray Foreman. Kim T. Dante Jaron, 23. A. Merrick. James Miller. Eric Leno. D. Carre. Sai Parker. C.J. White. P.B. Silly Pride. Deontay Thomas. Sam Byers. Ash Steggles. DJ is a prodigy. Alicia Vukovic. Batty Banks. Trina Scott. Patrick Charles. Pimp Jesus. Richie P. Janelle Layton. Much love and respect to Janelle Layton. Every vid showing that love and respect over to the unit. Janelle, it's right back to you. Raymond Caron. Nessie Sunflower. Discovery Metal Legion. Santivia Major. Jared Kelly. James Shrimp Fajitas. Keep rocking, bro. G, a.k.a. True Life The God. WWE AEW Marvel fan. K. Doherty. Christopher Blackshear. Network Guy Dave. What up, brah? Network Guy Dave, man. Sheriff Rivers. What up? Eric Decker. Jay. Dwayne Piazza. Quentin Gilbert. Cosmic Fool. Pile Driver Finisher. Savage 1024 The Punisher. Nah, I'm good. Brand Q featuring Quincy. John Gray. Rachel Rocca. Mr. Big 200. Titan Poetic Chef. Peter Caragaro. Reese Monet. Smokey. Eric Newton. Jamal Straken. Derek Davis. Venus Soldier 92. Robert Hurt. Snake Venom. Silver Black 31. Jimmy Fingers 19. What up, brah? Sterling Range. Ozzy Edwards. Soldierman 1984. Clutch City Fan. And Taryn Dawn. Jane Donnelly. Buggy. Unique Butterfly. Willard Bayless. Ray Hunt. Kevin Johnston. Sabres News Consolidated. Chaos CAK. The Up Channel. Colin, Malachi Ward, TR Man, Blitz 2K5, Dave Mille, Giant Mess, Easy Does It, Thurston Pachalek, Aflakamarans, Angel Allegia, Renee G, Big Nang, Hot Topics, Jason Martinez, Richard Rodriguez. And Richard Rodriguez, thank you for that super thanks in yesterday's video, bro. I caught that. That was lit up in a special section in the comments. So big special thank you to Richard Rodriguez. Threw a couple coffees over to the channel during what is called, the tube calls them super thankses. Really cool, man. On just a regular recorded video to see a couple coffees thrown to the channel. Richard Rodriguez, never needed, always appreciated. Richard, a double shout out. Thank you, brother. Winbrook 11, Ron C 23, Mardo May, Lee Laws, Dino, DC Lanier, Brian Robinson, Jay Kahn, Go Jackets, The Wisdom of Charlie Grin, AWS Promotions, TJ Baines, Kevin MD, Ty Drew, and Richard Wade. All channel members, all have channel memberships. Those are all my gold card unit members. I had to take a few minutes. I don't care if I was going to be here for another hour. Y'all going to get that shout out. You all going to get the same appreciation that you're showing this channel. Salute to all my gold card. To my entire red team. Doesn't cost a damn dime to be a part of this unit. I just ask one free thing. Smash that motherfucking up, right? That's how you show the love and appreciation outright. If you want to throw coffees to the channel and show another level of support, then yeah. Then you can join the membership, obviously. Earn your gold card, no question. But it's never needed. And that's why I show so much appreciation back. Because it's never needed. Because I don't ask for anyone to do it. The fact that over 100 easily unit members have decided to join on and get that gold card. Man, you guys are the best. That's what I got for you. Bonus amplification on this Sunday. By now, it's fucking probably afternoon, right? Yeah. So that's what I got for you, man. A big week ahead. This is it, bro. This is legit the road to WrestleMania. There's no more Elimination Chamber. There's no more fucking B, C, D level pay-per-views. This is it. Everything from Mania has to start being ironed out in 24 hours. Top guy, I'm out. BC saying check you. Think, be, live, damn it. Always amplified. Check you.